What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Underground Stars. This is, I want to say, episode 4. Episode 5. Episode 5, and I'm here today with.
Again on the track.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Not much, just chilling.
I like those
Doing
guitars
pretty
back
good.
there.
How about yourself? Thank you, sir.
What kind are they?
Got this blue one, this electric right here is a Yamaha, and then the acoustic is Ibanez.
Yeah, how long you been playing?
Since probably, man, I don't even remember the year, but I think I was in like 4th grade.
Really?
So I'm 23 now, so.
Dang. So that's
It's been
19
it's
years.
been a while.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. 5th grade, that's what?
I think I was maybe 10.
10? So
Yeah.
13 years, roughly.
Yep.
Dang.
Yep.
And, I mean, what was your first guitar? Was it like a small kid one, or was it like a real guitar?
Well, actually, ironically enough, that makes me think of something. When I was in I don't even know, maybe 2nd grade, my aunt, who's she's just a few years older than me, so she's kind of like my big sister, right?
Yeah.
She had one of those little guitars. That was like a kid one.
Really?
It's from I don't even know what the magazine was, but my grandma got it for her, and then that's kind of I don't know, what kind of sparked my interest. I wanted to get a guitar after that, so I think the next year after, I actually did get one, which was not a kid's guitar, but it was just a basic black Strat style.
Yeah.
Something cheap I could just start out on, so that's where it all began.
Yeah. And so that kind of lead you into making music for or did you always kind of know you wanted to do music, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I always knew, because I think I don't know, first time I can even remember wanting a guitar is in 1st or 2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted an electric guitar. It was always on my mind. I think I got a toy one, and I was pretty disappointed. But I don't know, even those little keyboards you get at the store, and it's got the bass drum, the snare, and the hi-hat, the little buttons on that. Yeah. I don't know. I had one of those when I was younger too. So that was just the guitar and just messing around with that thing was always something I did. I don't know. My grandpa plays guitar, so I guess you could say it comes natural, I guess. I don't know.
And so, kind of going off that, when did you kind of start making music seriously? Was it kind of early on, recently?
I mean, I always played the guitar. I'm just self-taught though. I want to get lessons one day.
Yeah.
But I haven't yet. It gets a job done what I know now. So.
Yeah.
But and I'm still learning with that. But I'd say probably my freshman year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when I started to discover making beats.
Yeah.
Actually producing, and then I don't know. I was always interested in that, and then I would freestyle with my friends in the hallway. Mm-hmm. We'd have stupid rap battles and stuff. Yeah. And then I don't know. I guess I just kind of started freestyling and writing songs. I don't know. I guess kind of as a joke at first, and then I guess I kind of started getting good at it, just experimenting, and then I started rapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really making beats seriously at first. I just did it as a hobby.
Yeah. And
then I was just rapping mainly. That's what I was taking pretty serious. And then it's kind of flip-flopped over the last 5 years. But I'd say that's it probably.
Yeah. And what do you use to make your beats on?
FL Studio.
FL Studio, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's was that what you started off on, or did you kind of switch from a different one?
Yeah, I switched to FL Studio 3 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was for real just making beats on an iPad for 3 years.
On the GarageBand app?
Yeah, on GarageBand and Beatmaker 2, 3. I think that was my main one. It gets the job done though. It goes hard. Definitely.
No, for sure.
But I don't know. Oh, my bad.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I definitely I don't know. It was good to get started out on it, but I always wanted to up my quality.
Yeah.
So I saved up for a laptop.
Yeah.
.fl.
What laptop do you have?
I don't even know what it's called, honestly. It's just an HP, so it's a PC.
It gets its work done. That's all you need.
Yeah, it does. It does, dude. I'm not really too tech savvy. I want to build a desktop one day, but need another laptop too. So
Yeah, for
see
sure.
what's up. Mhm.
And so, I mean, when you kind of first started making beats, did you heavily rely on like your guitar for that, or did you kind of try and keep it separate? If
Um, I would say I definitely have some guitar beats, but it was mainly probably more just trying to figure out how to make beats. Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I want to drop like a guitar loop kit soon, but I'm just trying to like figure out how to get better guitar recordings
Yeah.
because like my room kind of sucks like acoustic wise,
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't know. I can get good vocals in here, but I'm just still trying to figure out how to get some quality like guitar recordings.
Yeah,
Sound
for
super
sure.
nice, but I'd say that like I do remember making some beats, but I don't know, I was just doing whatever, synths and
Yeah.
everything, piano. But I wasn't really too good when I started. Like I don't know, you know how it goes.
Yeah. And so doing a lot of people hit you up for like guitar loops or anything from that, knowing that you play guitar?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely would say so. I guess I kind of like brush people off more.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people hit me up, but I don't really deliver on it yet because like I said, I'm still trying to get like the sound right.
Yeah. You kind of want to give them a good quality, but you can't really do that right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting there. I got some good stuff, but like I don't know. The last beat I tried to make with my guitar just didn't sound right.
Yeah.
But I think it might have just been what I was playing on.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
harder than you think.
yeah, oh, for sure. It's
Right.
like, because I know a lot of people who play guitar,
Hmm.
and I'm like, hey, send me some like guitar loops so I can use it. And some people like they sound really good, and then some just don't sound as well, just because based
Yeah.
off where they are and what they're using.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel
So
you.
it's really selective and everything too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely coming soon. It's like I don't know. I'm just plotting right now.
Mhm.
Just trying to like organize everything and just like start get a good schedule going.
Yeah, for
Start
sure.
making some decent progress. With some of my goals and shit.
Mhm. And do you have any loop kits out right now,
Oh
or
yeah, I
is
do. I've got two of them. Yeah, let me think. Nautical Loop Kit. I think that was my first one, and then I dropped another one, which is called Gemstones Loop Kit. I think that
mhm.
one's pinned in my on my profile on Twitter, and then I got like another one, but it's just unreleased. So I've just been
Mhm.
selling it like to people on the low and the DMs and stuff. Haven't
Yeah.
dropped it, but I definitely plan to release some more soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. I want to be dropping more loops frequently.
Mhm.
But,
And what kind of got you wanting to make like loops and dropping loop kits and everything?
I don't know. I think the root of it is just goes back to like the guitar,
Yeah.
cause I'd say when I first started making beats, like I'd say melodies definitely came easier for me, which I
Mhm.
guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But and like my drums were definitely kind of lacking, but melodies was like always something that I like to do, even when I write songs too. Like I like to
Mhm.
make melodies. So I guess as people just like my melodies, so I just like I might as well put some out. So I got some good reviews, so was like, fuck it. Plus,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a pretty popular thing to do.
Yeah. I feel like if you the way to get your name out there is by doing loop kits,
Yeah, that's true, and
just
that's
because
yep, that's
you
exactly
can
why I'm
like
gonna start dropping more.
yeah, just because you get more people like, oh, he drops loop kits, and then like you get more collabs with that, and your name just gets out there more faster.
That's facts.
But I had a question, and I forgot it. I had it. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh yeah. Okay. So you have music that you've like released, right? Or
Like songs.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got like three of them. Sadly, like I
And
don't
is
know.
that like something you take more seriously than like production wise, or is it just kind of uh, something fun to do? Just since you know
Um,
how to make the production part of it, so you just want to add the
I mean,
vocals.
at first I was just definitely rapping more because my beats weren't really that good. That's
Mhm.
when I was selling my iPad like years ago. So I was just rapping, and then I started making beats. Obviously, like there's many benefits to making your own beats. So it was always something that I wanted to get good at, so I could just do myself, not
Mhm.
have to rely on anyone else. And then it just kind of took over, like producing did. So ever since I got an FL, like yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, and I got my laptop, like I don't know, producing just kind of took over, like my passion.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still do sessions every once in a while,
Mhm.
like by myself. And then tonight after this interview, my friend's gonna come over. We're gonna do a session, so like make some beats on the spot and like just see what he wants to do on the beat.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm trying to balance it.
Yeah.
It's hard to do,
It
and like
is.
I always have this dilemma with myself. Like maybe I should focus on one more
Mhm.
than the other. Just kind of what I've been doing, I guess, with beats.
Yeah. It's hard to find like that routine. Like, okay, one day I'll do this, one day I'll do
Hmm.
this. When it's like, maybe I should do more than a couple of days on one thing and not really worry about the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because you see progress faster when you focus on only one thing
Yep,
instead of
exactly.
two or many different things.
Yeah, that's facts. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Um, I don't know. It's that's just how it is when you're artist though. There's always some dilemmas
Mhm.
going on. Plus, like, and you can't force creativity, So like,
Yeah.
it's hard to even stay on a schedule sometimes. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. It's
sometimes
like you want to stay on like you want to be like, okay, I'll do this here, this here,
Mhm.
this here. But when it comes down to it, you just move it around so much because something pops up or you think of something else and just something happens like that.
Yep, exactly. That's fact. It's definitely how it is too, being like an independent artist.
Mhm.
How technology is nowadays. You can do so much stuff by yourself. So like, people are wearing so many hats at once. It's overwhelming.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely does. But
And being an artist too, do a lot of like people you work with, you kind of do beats for them as well, or is it mostly like you're just working at them as artists?
well, mainly, I guess lately, yeah. Cause I don't know. I mean, mainly nowadays I'm just selling beats to
Mhm.
artists that I'm close with or that I'm friends with and whatnot. Selling beats to them. I don't really rap on them, but I am planning to do a feature with my friend Dropout Monroe.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a feature with him. But I guess the only other artist I really work with is like my guy Sonny, who's about to
Yeah.
come through tonight. So I don't know. Me and him are planning on doing an EP,
Mhm.
but I don't know. There's so much stuff always
Fully
going on
produced
in
by
my
you?
head. Yep, yep. Hmm.
Sick. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, I bet. How many songs are you thinking?
Actually, I was just talking to him earlier. He was saying like 4 or 5 songs.
Not bad.
Should be dope. I'm excited because I don't know. Me, like, he is one of my best friends from like high school that I met
Mhm.
through rapping, and then our friendship kind of just started from there, and we just
Yeah,
kept
for sure.
rapping together over the years and stuff. And we were in a group, and it's like that's when we had nothing, but now we literally have everything. Like we both have our own
Yeah.
setups, and he's got camera and everything. So like
Mhm.
now I'm like now's the time that we really need to start pushing it. So I'm
Yeah,
trying
for sure, for
to get him
sure.
in here, do some dope shit.
Yeah. And like with selling beats to other people, how do you kind of go how do you kind of approach people so they can buy your beats, do you think?
Um,
Like what's your way to doing it?
well, I guess I got kind of two answers. I don't know. The best way that I found out is like just a lot of networking,
Mhm.
just building genuine relationships with rappers. Don't really, and just you can just find them Instagram, Twitter, like people that you genuinely like. Check out their music,
Yeah.
send them a DM, and just build like a friendship with them. Like, yo, what's up? There's I don't know people.
Mhm.
I don't know. I've seen memes about people like making fun of other people, like asking like how long you've been making music for, but like that's always a
Mhm.
question that I ask people.
Yeah.
Like it's a good conversation
It's
starter.
a easy icebreaker
Hmm.
for sure.
And I'm just like, interested to know, like, yeah, what do you do? How long you
Yeah.
been making music? Especially if it's a producer or
Mhm.
Another person who plays guitar, especially, like, I don't know, I just hit them up, build relationships. I think that's like the best way, is like building a relationship with the
Mhm.
artist, not trying to sell them something right away.
For sure.
Just like take interest, listen to the music, give them feedback if they need it, or tell them that you like
Mhm.
it if you do.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I guess sending free beats is a good way too, just to get
Mhm.
like your relationship started. But I'm also in like a group called like MIDI Money, and
Mhm.
basically that kind of revolves around like email marketing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my second answer, is like what I'm working on now. Just trying to like build up an email list.
Yeah.
Really start using that to sell beats. I mean, networking and stuff is still good, but I don't know. I want to build up a good email list and just
For sure.
figure out that side of it too. But
Mhm. And how important do you think an email list is to like producers?
I think it's very important, because then you don't really have to rely on like traffic that's not yours per se. Like
Mhm.
from Twitter or YouTube, or any platform that's really not owned by yourself.
Yeah.
Or Instagram, you know how like Instagram, the algorithm's always changing and they show your stuff to less
Oh, for
people.
sure.
Like that's a good example of like why you should have an email list, because when you have an email list, you own all your contacts. You own your list,
Mhm.
and then you have
You know who you're sending it to.
exactly. And then if like you build a list of people who have all purchased from you, that's already like a
Mhm.
warm audience instead of just like a cold call. So
Yeah.
there are already people that'll buy or have bought from you.
Mhm.
You can control when you contact them, and you know that they'll always see your stuff, like an email. They'll see it on
Mhm.
like an Instagram post or a Twitter post. You don't know how many, like, what's the percentage of your audience is that is actually seeing that, you know, like each
Yeah.
post. So I don't know, kind of rambling here, but it's like definitely a good way. I think it's email marketing is like gonna take over. Like websites are kind of dead in my opinion, but that's just me.
Mhm. Yeah. And with that, how do you think people should approach like building their own email list?
Um, Giving out free beats. I see a lot of people like hating on giving free beats. I've
Mhm.
slandered it in the past as well, so I can't act like I'm not like I'm innocent. But giving free beats is just a good way. It's like an icebreaker. I got something you
Yeah.
need. I know you're a rapper, and it's yeah. Giving free beats is one of my favorite ways, because then like I said, going back to the list, you can build a list of people that are interested in your product because they like your free
Mhm.
beats. So I think that's a good way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I've been meaning to start an email list. I have like all these. Well, I have an email list, but I've been I know there's so many easy ways to like send them out to people,
Hmm.
because as of lately, I've been so busy with this and then other stuff. But whenever I do send out emails, I always like copy and paste an email to like uh sending it and then send my thing, and I do it one by one by
Yeah.
one.
Exactly.
But I've been meaning to find like a way to just send them all at once.
Um, that's definitely a good point. There's like some good websites like Aweber or Mailchimp you can get started with.
Mhm.
Just like
Yeah.
sign up, and then you can start adding emails to your list and stuff.
Mhm.
But that's definitely like piggybacking on what you just said, is like that's like hold on, my bad, I just kind of blinked for a second. Um, but no, I was saying piggybacking on what you were just saying, like that's a good another reason for email marketing is it's a good way to scale things up and just not have to send out every email or even just a DM. If you're sending out DMs to rappers, that's kind
Yeah.
of like a form of email marketing in a sense, if you think about it. But like having your
Mhm.
own list, having people there, and you can just make an email and send it out to all of them.
Yeah.
Definitely a time saver, and like
For sure.
I don't know.
So, moving on from that, making beats. Who do you think kind of inspires your sound for making beats?
It's a good question. It's hard to answer too because I'm a very open-minded person. Like
Mm-hmm.
my musical interests come from like every genre except for country.
Yeah, for
Except
sure.
for country. It's usually how it goes for a lot of people nowadays. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like country. But I don't know. Mainly right now, I'd say like one of my favorite producers is Ant Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
Jetson made. Um, Obviously like the OGs like Metro Boomin. Just like I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of Southside take from like all my inspirations. Make it in use the
Yeah.
inspiration and make it into like something with my own sauce.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, definitely Murder Beats. No, now I just sound like a basic producer, but it gets deeper. But
Yeah, for
just like a
sure.
fusion of all of that. I don't know. My favorite
Mm-hmm.
beats to make are like Young Thug type beats or like low keyed, just
Yeah.
the Atlanta trap sound. So
Mm-hmm.
anyone from that scene really.
Yeah. And do you think you've kind of found like your style of beats that you always go to make?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that lately too, because I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes you level up as a producer, and as time
Mm-hmm.
goes on, you kind of like get tired of that. And you're like, I need something new, or like to
Yeah.
level up again. I guess in a sense. So I definitely feel like I found like a good sound. I'm just trying to like keep going and just keep getting better.
Yeah, for sure.
But it also depends on the genre too, like, cause I don't know drill beats and stuff. Like I got a certain style of like the way I make a
Mm-hmm.
drill beat, or compared to a trap beat or whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And do you think that kind of took you a while to figure out,
mm,
or did it kind of click really fast?
um, definitely took a lot of time, trial and error,
Mm-hmm.
especially just trying to get to know like FL Studio and then like, just to
Yeah.
get to know the DAW. I feel like I don't know. I feel like just this past year, like I really got feel like I'm comfortable with it now. But
Mm-hmm.
it is definitely a lot of trial and error over the like last couple
Yeah.
years, just like trying to improve my sound in any way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It takes work for real.
Yeah. Lots of trial and
Hmm.
error, for sure.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
And yeah, I feel like people think they found it, but
Hmm.
then they take like a couple months, and then they think they found it again
Yep,
just because they keep improving. So I feel like
exactly.
the more you improve, the different style you'll kind of
Hmm.
have,
Yep, that's exactly.
just because it all comes with
Yep.
progress.
You level up, then you get sick of it, and you
Mm-hmm.
level up again, and then it's just like in a never-ending process. But that's
Yeah,
also
for
like
sure.
what makes it fun, though. Like for the people that are really passionate about making music and shit.
Yeah, 'cause you never really know what's going to be the next thing that you can do.
Hmm. Yep, definitely.
So you said on we mentioned Instagram. Do you kind of heavily rely more on Twitter, or is it more like spread out between different social media platforms to kind of build your brand?
I'd say right now it's mainly just Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't even use Instagram anymore. Especially, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not really like a fan of all the updates and stuff, like the layout, and it's just different kind of app now, in my opinion.
The newest layout on Instagram's
Yeah,
horrible.
I agree. I
It is
agree.
so
I
bad.
agree. Like it's just weird. I had to figure out like where to find my likes for like 2 days. It took me. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wait, how can I
Yeah.
find the people who like me? It's just confusing. Like I don't know. I definitely.
I was thinking, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start posting more on Instagram, start building my Instagram
Yeah,
up. The very next day, they updated it, changed it. I'm like, you know what? I'm
tragic.
good. I'm
Yeah,
okay.
no, I've seen it on Twitter and I've seen it myself. I was like, dude, this really sucks. Like sometimes people are just slandering things
Yeah.
like as a joke, but no, it really sucks. It really sucks.
And how do you feel about the Twitter stories? What are your thoughts on
I
that?
like it. I like it. 'Cause
The fleets, as they
it's a
call
weird
it.
name. I'm not gonna lie, but
It
I
is. They They need a name. They need to change the name.
Why is it called Fleets though? Like
I have no like a fleet doesn't make sense. Like a fleet of ships
yeah,
is just a
yeah,
bunch of
that's where my
ships.
mind goes
But
to it.
what's like maybe if you put a bunch of videos, it's a fleet of videos or a fleet of photos, but it just doesn't make
No,
sense.
I can't even wrap my head around it. But I think it's a good idea though because I've even tweeted it before. I was like, dude, Twitter should have stories because
Hmm.
I always post stories. I post
Yeah.
a lot of stories, especially like I'm just making a beat. I always post snippets on like Snapchat.
Yeah.
I've got a decent amount of rappers on there, but Snapchat is still like mainly friends to me. So it's
Hmm.
like, dang, I wish Twitter had stories so I could just post snippets on there because that's what like that is
Yeah,
what
for
I
sure.
rely mainly on. Twitter.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just a lot more organic, I think. Like it's
Yeah. It's more
yeah,
personal.
definitely. It's like a place where you can
Hmm.
actually have a conversation, and I don't think like
Yeah.
Instagram is that at all. I don't think so. And Facebook,
Hmm.
I, not even the conversation. So
We don't even have to mention
pretty much.
Facebook.
So yeah, mainly Twitter. Mainly
Yeah.
Twitter.
And how do you think people should go about growing on Twitter and like starting to get a following and stuff like
Um.
that?
Well, don't do anything that I've done in like the last month. I basically just haven't tweeted. I've just been like chilling on all social media. But I
Yeah.
mean, the best way is to just follow people
Hmm.
that like producers, like I don't know, whoever you want to interact with. Follow people and just have like conversations with them. DM them if you have to.
Yeah.
Ask them about their music. Just make like friends. You know, and then
Hmm.
interact with their news feed. And I'd say that's just keep doing that and just keep following people, keep growing, keep the audience growing. And then I think
Yeah.
that's a good way. And then I'd say also another good way, which I don't really do, which I plan to do, start doing more, is just like posting content.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Like do I want
For
to
sure.
freaking record a song and post that, or do I want to record a guitar loop kit? Like I don't know, my mind is all over the place lately with like
Lots of ideas
yeah,
going on.
definitely. So still
For
just trying to
sure.
figure myself out and just do something. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with like the guitar route because
Hmm.
I don't know. It's something that makes me unique, I guess. And I guess I could like
Yeah.
stand out more if I just post some more stuff with guitar.
Hmm.
But
And I bet people definitely just go all out
I
for it
feel like
too.
they would. Hopefully,
Just because
hopefully.
guitar loops in general are just something
Hmm.
everybody loves
Right,
for the
right,
most part.
exactly. And it's like, and I've been playing for a long time, so it's like I can make some dope stuff that you may not be able to make in like a VST. Even though they do got some really
Yeah.
cool VSTs that I use as well. So I can't really say that, but
Hmm.
like you know what I mean. Like just there's like different nuances of getting loops from like someone that made them instead of like a VST.
Yeah. If it sounds more natural and more
Hmm.
humanized for sure.
I don't know. I want to get a new mic soon. Probably. I don't know. What is it called? SM7B. I'm gonna get one of those
Hmm.
because, like I said, my room sucks, and I
Yeah.
want to start putting on more guitar loops. So that's the plan.
For sure. And um, do you have like a beat store that you use, or is it more like just word of mouth? Like, hey, I got beats. You want to
I
buy
use
them?
BeatStars right now.
BeatStars. And do you have like all your loops in there, or your loop kits
Yeah,
and
I
everything
do.
on
I
there too?
do. I use BeatStars, but I would say I don't know what I've found is like most of the sales that I get from BeatStars is like it'll be from like ranked videos, like YouTube videos, type
Hmm.
beats that ranked. And I really don't have many. Like I have a few videos that did
Yeah.
good on YouTube, but like most of them were like, eh. So I'd say from the two good beats that I got on my YouTube, I'd say I got a majority of my sales from BeatStars. But like,
Hmm.
I'd say I get most of my sales from like word of mouth, like Twitter, just
Yeah.
making friends. At this point, it's just like my friends that rap that need beats and they know I got beats, so I send it to them. They use it, then they cop a lease.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I'm definitely starting to send out some beats for placements and stuff now. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can get something going with that.
Yeah, for sure. And do you kind of do whenever you like sell a lease over a beat? Do you kind of have people hold off on that if they want to buy it, like other people who want to buy it, or do you not really kind of think about that at all?
Multiple
You know
people
what I
on the
mean?
same beat type deal.
Yeah.
Um, I sell it to multiple people at once because like it's just a lease, you know. If they wanted to get the
Mhm.
exclusive, then that's like a different story. That's kind of how I operate, I
Yeah.
guess. But I don't know. I really prefer not to even sell exclusive because like if it's a lease, then you can keep selling it, you know, and keep making more money
Yeah, for
from
sure.
the same beat. So
Yeah. I feel that for sure. I feel like cuz I know there's a lot of people who say, "Oh, I'm only selling exclusive beats just to eliminate that factor of like, oh, there's two artists on the
yeah,
same beat." But also know there's a ton of people who don't like
yeah,
exclusives just because it's a one and done.
I feel you.
As to like MP3 or wave leases, they're like, okay, I can keep selling these. It's less money, but I get it. There's more people who want
Yeah,
to buy this, so it's like you make up the difference in a
yep,
way faster
exactly.
time.
Because you have the higher quantity of people that are buying the leases. I mean, it depends. Like if it depends on the situation. I just haven't gotten to a situation where like if someone wants the exclusive, I'll definitely sell them an exclusive. But I don't know. I
Hmm.
think it makes more sense in the long run to just keep leasing your beats because you can keep making more money, infinite money, I guess, off of
Yeah.
the same beat.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think it's a good thing if multiple people rap on the same beat, especially if it was a big rapper. You know, like imagine having a beat, a placement, and then all of these different rappers want to remix it. You know, like that'd be
Hmm.
insane. I bet the
Yeah, that's
producers who
true.
have like had big placements like that, and then it keeps getting remixed by everyone. It's
Hmm.
gotta be a dope experience, like in a good bag
Yeah.
too. Like,
Hmm. Especially because every song is
mm-hmm.
different from each other,
Yeah.
too.
But I also do understand like the other aspect of it, like not wanting
Hmm.
multiple people to have the same beat. So like I don't know. I think it just depends on
Yeah.
the situation and the artist.
Hmm. For sure.
But
Yeah, for sure. And for kind of like your approach to selling beats, because so you have them on YouTube and BeatStars, right? Is that what you said? Cool. Do you see more kind of view? Do you get it? I'm trying to figure out how to word this to where it makes sense. Do you think that you get a lot of traction off of like YouTube to your BeatStars account?
honestly, I don't personally
Mm-hmm.
because my numbers on YouTube really aren't that good. So like I don't know. I've got like just a few videos that have ranked, but they only hit
Yeah.
like 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had like a big YouTube video type beat like take off. Because then if that was the case,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that it would, if I was getting like I don't know 75,000 views and up, you know, like then I'm sure like I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know. There definitely would be a lot of traction, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like my numbers on YouTube aren't too great. Plus, over the last couple years, like I've been just been like trying to figure out YouTube. Like it's I don't know. YouTube's crazy. There's a lot of yeah,
It's a lot
it
of work
really is, and like
for
research.
sure.
So I'd say those two videos that I had that were like
Mm-hmm.
semi successful. I'd say if I because at the time I didn't really understand the YouTube yet. So like if it was back then, I would have posted more videos as that like type beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kept doing like random like type beat every video instead of doing the
Yeah.
same thing every video. So I think
Mm-hmm.
if I would have done that more, um, then I'd get more traction from YouTube. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably just
For
mainly
sure.
from networking and like being on Twitter and Instagram
Mm-hmm.
too. But,
Yeah. 100%.
yeah.
With YouTube, it does take a while to just
Hmm.
figure out how to not only like when to post, what to post, but figure out what post get the
Hmm.
most traction off of it, because it
Yep.
varies all the time and it
Dude, it's
changes every
treacherous,
single
man. It's
like day.
stressful. Like, I don't know. I always go through like ups and downs with YouTube. Like, I really haven't been on it at all in the last couple months. Like
Hmm.
BeatStars either, really. But my plan is to start
Yeah.
posting more like daily. But I kind of understand the YouTube stuff more now, so I'll probably take another crack at it. But I don't know. My main
Hmm.
focus really is just building an email list and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's kind of like,
for
I
sure.
don't know. Like one of my mentors is like Gabe Legion Beats, and like
Hmm.
he's done some podcasts on what Producer Grind, and I think a Cymatics ones too. I seen those in like
Hmm.
2019. Ever since then, I was like, whoa, this is super eye opening. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Yeah.
because he's explaining like a way to be successful without YouTube and even having clout, like, you know. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where my focus went. So that's why I don't really do YouTube
For
like too
sure.
seriously. But
Hmm.
I don't know. It's always in the back of my head though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I keep forgetting what I'm gonna ask. Oh yeah. So, do you think that being, because I know, because you do sessions, you said, do you think that being in like the room with another artist and making beats like on the spot and everything, do you think that's kind of improved how you make
Yeah,
beats
yeah,
alone?
definitely. Yes, because I don't know. Like I said, I feel like maybe this past winter, I feel like I figured out FL Studio. Like I figured that shit out
Hmm.
and everything. Like I've been making some really good stuff since then. And like the 2 years before that was just like trial and error constantly trying to improve. And
Yeah.
like my friend that I do sessions with, I would send him beats like all the time, and I like he wouldn't rap on them yet. For like that 2 years where I said it was just trial and error, I just kept sending him beats, and I knew like if he wanted to rap on the beat,
Hmm.
it was a good one. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like my beats are still like too much going on in them back then. So I guess over like the
Yeah.
2 years of like just sending him beats, and then once he started like actually getting on them and making dope songs with them, I'd say that yeah, I don't know. That's what started to like change how I make beats. Because
Yeah.
I'd say that's kind of like the main goal when you're producing is for like the artist to like the beat. And I think a lot of producers get caught up in
Hmm.
like other producers liking their beats and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
just definitely it was like working with like my guy Sonny and just like sending beats out too, and just seeing how people react is like definitely a big thing that like changed how I produce.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And kind of from your experience so far, what kind of beats do you think artists mainly gravitate
I'd
towards?
say like I don't know, genre wise, just depends on what's kind of popping at the time, you know. But I think
Hmm.
like a vague answer for that can fit all genres is like simple. I think simple beats are what
Yeah.
sell most, you know, and gives like the artist
Hmm.
room to work with. So
For
definitely
sure.
simple beats, no matter what your genre is.
Hmm.
I mean, unless the genre, you know, calls for it to not be simple in certain aspects. But you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't do too much in the beats.
And is that kind of something you struggled with to begin with? You kind of wanted to make really complex beats, and then once you started working with other artists, doing sessions with them, you kind of realized, oh, I need to start making
Yeah.
them super simple
Yep.
because
Pretty
that's what
much.
they
And
like.
like, I don't know. Like I said, I like to make melodies, so I'd always put too much melodies in there, and like I think that's a good way
Hmm.
to get a rapper to not rap on your beat. You know, like because if there's a bunch of melodies in there, it's hard to catch a flow, and like I don't know, being a rapper myself too, like I guess that helps in a sense,
Hmm.
but still just takes time.
Yeah.
And I would definitely do way too much with like perks, way too much perks. I cringe if I listen to a beat from
Hmm.
like 3 years ago. It's like melody's fire, but it's just too much, man. And I definitely found
Yeah.
out that like I don't know. I like, especially from listening to a lot of Metro Boomin. His beats are like progressive. Even like the perks, they're simple too. He keeps them simple, but then it'll just be like a random perk that'll just pop up, and it'll be like, it'll just be random and like progressive. So that's kind of like how I realize I
Yeah.
like to do stuff now. It's just like keep it
Yeah,
simple,
for
but
sure.
like try to do some unique stuff with like the little that you use.
Yeah. Like you bring things
Hmm.
out, you take some stuff out every now and then, just keeping it interesting every
Yep,
so it doesn't
exactly.
get too
And that's
repetitive.
like that's a huge thing too. I feel like people don't realize just like taking stuff out and bringing stuff back in
Hmm.
and really like just change the whole vibe of the beat and give you that goosebumps.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for sure. So I think we're at like I want to say 45 minutes, 50 minutes, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken,
something.
roughly around there. So I got a few more things. Um, we got three
Cool.
questions for you.
Okay.
Four questions for you.
Yeah.
The first one is if you could, if any collab album could drop right now, who would it be?
Two
Who would you want
artists.
it to be?
Oh man,
Any two artists.
that's tough. There's so many good artists. Um,
I know.
man, probably like Roddy Rich and Lil Baby. I think
Hmm.
that'd be a good one.
Yeah. I feel like that. I feel like that would be really
I
crazy.
feel like it would too. Like, there's a lot of answers I feel like I could give, but
Hmm.
just I don't know. Roddy Rich is like one of my favorite artists. Like that's newish
Hmm.
out. Like he's got some crazy talent.
Yeah, for sure.
So does Lil Baby too. Like, and he's hella consistent. Like they go crazy on a project together.
Yeah, I um, I feel like if there's a baby verse and then a Roddy on the hook,
Yeah, yeah, that
that
would be
would be
crazy.
crazy.
That would be crazy.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's a good question though. That's a good one because like I don't know, two good albums that are joint collab albums or whatever would be like what Watch the Throne and then the one with Future and Drake.
Hmm.
And those ones are both crazy. So
Yeah, for
it's a good
sure.
question, but definitely Roddy Rich, yeah, baby.
I was really disappointed in the Future Uzi collab
I
album.
haven't listened to it yet. I should do that.
Really,
I forgot about that.
I uh, I thought it would be better than it
Hmm.
was. I think I had too high of expectations, but
That's saddening.
yeah,
That's how it's been for a lot of music lately. I feel
yeah,
like
for sure.
kind of sucks, especially from like those two.
Hmm.
But I've been sleeping on that one. I'm gonna have to peep that one. I don't know. I've yeah, that's
Production wise, it
exactly what
was
I was just
great.
gonna say. Like, I've heard good stuff. Well, I don't know. I guess I heard a lot of people saying the beats are fire,
Hmm.
but I didn't think seen anybody really say anything negative about it or negative-ish.
Yeah,
So definitely got to peep that one.
yeah, for sure. Second of all, if you could, I mean, you could go either way, but if you could either make any song that's out right now, make it or produced
Mm,
it, which one would it be?
that's a hard question too.
Hmm.
I'd say it gotta be like a Roddy Rich song.
Yeah.
Either I don't know. That's super hard. Roddy Rich or like Lil Keed. Because like I said, those are like my favorite type of beats to make.
Yeah.
So something Lil Keed, something. Oh yeah, I can't answer that. Roddy Rich.
For sure. Just
Yeah,
any Roddy Rich song, basically.
like I don't know. I can't even remember the name right now. I'm blanking, but definitely Roddy Rich song.
Yeah. Um, and then this is the last question is from Jatavion. He asks, what kind of separates you from everybody else who's making beats, and what's something that you do or like in your style that kind of separates you
Um,
from everybody else?
I'd say definitely my melodies. I think
Hmm.
I don't know. Just from like I have a weird kind of style with melodies. Um, I'd say my melodies and like that kind of ties into like guitar.
Yeah.
Say that. Um, and I think my drums. I don't know. After just like I don't know, I've been producing for so long, you know, so I feel like I finally have gotten to a point where like I've built up like all these my skills, I guess, you know, like in a unique way, and I do things myself. I think um, I make some really weird beats sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, make some weird stuff, but I would say that one thing that I'm really trying to make
Mm-hmm.
like something that stands out about me is my work ethic and
Mm-hmm.
like just my consistency and my discipline.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I feel like I don't know, when you master yourself in a sense, like then everything else can like fall into place. So
Yeah, that's
I don't
real.
know,
For
but
real.
I don't know. I guess I definitely say like my melodies and my drums
Mm-hmm.
and just like I don't know. You know, every I'd say my arranging like you know after so long of making beats, everyone gets like their own style how they arrange beats.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, taking things out and like leaving things in. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's like my favorite part of the beat too, or beat making process too, because like I don't know,
Yeah.
those are like
You get to like manipulate
yeah,
the
yep,
energy in it.
exactly. That's spot on. Like those are the moments where you can make shit that like gives people goosebumps, you know.
Mm-hmm. For
So
sure.
like I don't know. I definitely just say just like all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Not one thing in particular, but just like a bunch of different things. Yeah.
A little bit of
But
everything.
I don't know. I always got something like new to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Always got room to improve, you know. So I try to say be humble. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably something.
And yeah. And so, what advice do you have for people who are just making beats and starting out right now to kind of
I'd
try and figure out
say,
what they're doing?
well, I'll point out first of all, I think producers starting now are like they're fire. Like there's a lot of producers I've come in contact with over the
Mm-hmm.
last like I don't know year that tell me they just like started making beats or they just started in the last year and they'll send me some beats or like they'll send me some beats they made with my loops. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, this is hard. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, when I was making beats for 6 months, they were trash. I was like, I say that's one thing about producers
Yeah.
nowadays starting out is like they learn a lot faster. Or maybe it's just a personal thing, maybe, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That it's definitely one thing, one point. But any advice I'd say is just get a mentor. Because like I've always been someone who's like likes to teach myself
Mm-hmm.
everything, but like that's not always the best way.
Yeah.
Because that's the most time consuming way to learn and get good at something is to like to learn yourself. If you have a mentor, they can like you know kind of guide you in the right direction. Because when you teach yourself stuff, you don't know what you should do and like what you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't do. And like having a mentor is just like a great way to just make the learning process a lot more efficient,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
And like I don't know, I think it obviously is now more nowadays because like people got
Mm-hmm.
loops and like tutorials are so
Mm-hmm.
popular. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why like producers nowadays are learning so fast.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, you know. Like that means the producer community is doing its job and it's growing. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, we all try to contribute to that. But so like yeah, get a mentor. Watching tutorials is a good way. Kind of ties into like it's kind of like a mentor in a sense, you
Mm-hmm.
know. People that do tutorials, just be hardworking and like just be yourself, you know.
For sure.
That's one thing that really grinds my gears sometimes. It's just like, but I guess it doesn't at the same time. But just like I don't know, it's like when people copy you, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's like I don't know. I guess we all do in a sense, being artists, but like I try to do things in my own way.
Yeah.
You know, take the inspiration and do it in my own way, and not just directly like copy something. And I feel like producers, not a lot, but just like you know, it just happens. People do they just copy,
Mm-hmm.
take the lazy route. So I'd say that's one thing is just like have I don't even know what the word is, but just like take pride in your work, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and try to build on it. Don't just take, but take it and then build on it, and so the next generation can do the same, you know.
Yeah. 100% for sure. Um, so what's one question that you want or that you have for the next guest who
Mm.
is an artist?
Let me think for a second. I'm so bad at answering things on the spot. Like, I'm so bad. I'll be
All
like
good,
sitting there a
man.
week later, like, that would have been better to say at the moment. Yeah, I'm such that type of person, but
I'm about to get a text
right.
from you to edit this. Like, hey, can we
For
still?
real though.
I want to
That's
say this
totally how I
instead.
am. Be up at like 3 in the morning overthinking and shit, but um, I don't know. I'd say my question is like, this is kind of like a weird question, but it's just like, is making music something that you're truly passionate about?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like that's something you really got to figure out if at anything, if you're trying to be successful at it, because like it's not easy,
Mhm.
and like there's days that like you don't want to do anything,
Yeah, for sure.
so it can get very overwhelming. So if you're not passionate about it, like I don't know, yeah, and it'll
I don't
definitely
get
stop you
to.
from like finding success too.
Yeah.
It's all about being consistent, right?
Yes, sir.
But I don't know. I mean, I can ask a better question. That one's kind of lame, but
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good question because a lot of people would just do it just
Mhm.
because they're doing it, not because they're really passionate
Yeah,
about it. So I
definitely.
would say it's a great
It's very
question.
popular now, making
Hmm.
music inaccessible. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely appreciate you having me on the show, man. It was
Of
super dope.
course, man. We got one more thing is I'm gonna be sending you
Sweet.
one of these stickers.
Okay, bet.
Let's see, a season 2 sticker. So just whenever you get the chance, send me an address for me to send it over
Okay,
to
cool.
you. It'll be on your way. And
Yeah, no
thanks
problem.
for
Definitely
stopping by,
appreciate
man.
you
For
having me on
real.
too, dude. Like I said, like I don't know. I really like your channel. Like it's super
Thank
dope.
you, thank you.
I genuinely mean that. Like I think you're definitely onto something with it,
I
man.
really
So
appreciate it, man.
and it's cool to watch too, especially like being a part of producer Twitter and stuff. Like it's cool to see
Mhm,
all the conversations that you have with everyone. Like
mhm.
names, it's cool to put like a face to the names that you see. So
Oh, for sure. That's one of my probably like one of my favorite things that like the people like I talk to, I don't really know who they are, but then after this, I know who I'm like talking to, what they look like, and
yeah,
who they
yeah,
are actually like, how they are, and what they act like, and stuff like that.
yeah. It's super dope.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's been really
but
cool.
no problem.
So
Definitely
yeah,
got to collab on some stuff too, man. I'm gonna send you some loops.
100%, 100%. Send me some
But
loops
yeah,
or
I'm
anything,
down
bro.
to
Get back on
I know,
Twitter.
dude. I need to start building up some
Yes,
momentum
sir.
again. That's very good advice that I need to hear. So thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for real. But yeah, man, it's
No,
been a
but
pleasure.
of course, man. Um, Thank you everybody for watching or listening because we're on Apple and Spotify now. So check us out on Apple and Spotify now. And all the links and everything will be down in the description below. Go check him out, his loop kits, everything,
Word.
beats and all that. And we'll catch you all next week. See ya.